The next question is, what's your favorite position? For today's video, we want to do a quick little mukbang or bang.
People call it different. I've heard mukbang, I've heard mukbang. But we're here about to do a mukbang. Got some Chick-fil-A, got a tray. I'm about to put y'all on some nuggets and fries type of deal. Just got some nuggets. Got some questions here.
Questions that we're gonna answer today were asked by people on my social media platform. Kind of just more about like personal questions and then also like relationship questions. See how RC and Ray were united. And we're gonna take turns asking each other each question.
Yep, let's get straight to it. How did we meet and what was our first date? I was actually coming out of church and for some reason I was craving Starbucks where she used to work at. She was taking my order. She was already like feeling me once I pulled up to the drive-thru because I had my hand hanging out the window, you know. She seen the tats or whatever. She ended up complimenting my tat and saying, oh, I like your tattoos, blah blah. From there, that's where everything had happened. Me, I had a friend who was behind me in another car. I had texted her to get her number for me. She ended up giving it.
Getting to know each other, and then we had found out that we both went to the same community college. Found out we had the same major. We were kind of asking about like classes, and then we found out we were enrolled in the same class. A plus to like texting each other, we found out that he was on the football team and I was a cheerleader at the time, so we were partners in our class. But he left out the most important thing. But he texted me when he got my number. He said, you didn't have to make me that nervous. I was like, well, first of all, what's your name? I didn't know who I'm making nervous.
So yeah, from there, technically how we met, our first date was we went to Cheesecake Factory, pulled up with some flowers, and it's technically how it went. Boom.
So the second question that was asked was, what was your guys' first impression of one another? When I saw Ricardo at the drive-thru, I actually turned to my best friend. I was like, oh my god, he's low-key kind of cute. But I could definitely tell like he was like a little playboy, meaning like I could tell like he wasn't looking for anything serious, which is fine because I wasn't at the time either. So first impression, I thought he was really handsome. I didn't know if he was gonna be a serious type of relationship person.
My first impression of her was, hold on, look, this is the last thing right here. Check how this looks. My first impression from her was that ass. During the time was COVID, so you know they had a mask, whatever, and all I could see was her eyes. To me, that's what stood out. And
stop the cap.
just the vibe, you know. I'm a big vibe guy.
The eyes one I knew because he texted me and said I was fine. I was like, how would you know if I'm fine? Like, you couldn't see my face. You were like, your eyes told me everything I need to know. And that's how I knew he was kind of like different, because most people kind of go for like my body look.
How does your body look? How long did it take for you guys to start officially dating? It took us about a year to start dating.
But also too, because like he wasn't ready for a relationship and I wasn't too.
In the time when we were in that talking stage, I wasn't looking for a relationship, for none of that. Like, I was more focused on football and school. Only thing on my mind, and it's a dream of mine to one day play in the NFL.
You know, I was kind of going through like a phase, kind of wanting to be more like, do stuff for myself more before I let somebody else into my life. We were also at the time, he had just moved to Idaho for football and I just moved to San Diego doing, I guess you could say, long distance. So trying to get to know each other, but on like the long distance kind of path. He has always told me that he wanted to ask me out in a special way, which he did. So yeah, we did talk for a year and we were doing long distance, and of course then when he came home we saw each other. I would say technically we've been together for 3 years, but we've been dating for 2 years. The next question that I'm gonna ask is, what is your partner's love language? I'll start it. Definitely over the years getting to know Ricardo. Ricardo's love language is definitely going to be quality time. We could be doing like our own separate things and like that can make him happy. Like typically like he'll be on the game and I'll be doing stuff for either school or just watching Sex in the City.
Just more like being with each other. Like, you don't have to something together exactly, but as long as you're in the same room, me, that's how I feel quality time could be. Her love language is definitely physical touch. Definitely. I say that because literally could be anywhere, and like we have to be like this. If not, she'll get sad or something, you know.
I don't cry when you don't touch me.
Yes, you do.
Well, not anymore.
Not it. Yeah, I mean that's definitely her love language, and you know you just gotta cope with it.
Together.
Damn, you think I'm gonna get like some type of diarrhea? Coffee, this, lemonade.
The next question we're going to answer is going to be, what is your favorite memory?
So my favorite memory from us, I would say, would be time when we went to Mexico.
Can you tell me why?
Yeah, we went to Mexico. That was her first time there. It was something different, obviously, for her, so she can experience my culture and how it is. So far, my favorite memory from us.
We have so many great memories together, and definitely more to come. But I would have to say my favorite memory of us was when we took our first like trip together ever to Big Bear. We got to kind of be just together and like away from reality. So we really got to kind of just, that was like when we first, that was literally 2 days before he asked me to be his girlfriend. But also too, not only did we have to experience it, but I had so much fun because we had like a snowball fight, sledding or tubing. There's like a broken piece of like a plastic sled, and we literally just like improvised and like slid down the hill together.
So the next question is, how do you keep the romance alive in your relationship? We could both answer this because I feel like there's one answer to it for both of us. It would be by having a specific day with that person. Example, for us, every Friday is literally just our day, like no matter what. Try to do something, like whether it's just go get coffee, go get some food. Well, we obviously plan to keep that going for a very long time, and I feel like that's something healthy for a relationship, just so you guys have that day together. And we work, there's really not a lot of time that we get to see each other. Have a day like that that's just dedicated to us. I feel like we're able to regroup, we're able to like come back together.
So we were so used to doing long distance, so we would only see each other like once every like 3 months. Sometimes it would be like 4 months. It would just depend. Could go to games, so it was maybe like once every like 2-3 weeks. It was hard doing long distance. I definitely think when he came home and we knew he was gonna be home for a while, I kind of threw the idea out like we should have date day like every Friday. Kept like the romance and us in that honeymoon stage and never lose our spark, because it could be, he said, going to do things, or we could just be literally at the house and like rotting together. It was hard to kind of have those kind of days when he was obviously in Idaho and I was in San Diego for school. You know, prioritizing each other is like a good thing.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Married, having a family, in a house, my career, playing football, traveling to a lot of places, able to explore, and just having that financial freedom to do whatever I want.
I see myself in 5 years, married for sure, having our family, being a cardiac sonographer, having our own house that we have built from the ground up, and he said being able to have the financial freedom, travel, hopefully take our parents with us to travel. You know, they've done so much for us.
And then I'm gonna put the cash in so they know.
Who's she? Who's she? Who's she?
Your mom.
Yeah, exactly. So next question is from Lash Temple. What's the one thing you would love to do together but haven't had a chance to yet? Would definitely be marriage life and parenting. So I'm really excited to experience and go through that journey together. I think with our two different backgrounds will help build a strong foundation for our kids. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to.
Okay, well, she went into that. I mean, well, for me it's something that had nothing to do with that, but like go to Miami, get on some jet skis, get on a yacht. I feel like that's something that could definitely happen. Like we have to wait like 5 years for. I feel like that would be fun. That would be cool. This next question here we have, who is the better cook between you two? I feel like when it comes down to that, the Hispanic side of food, like some taco, enchilada, some chilaquiles, for me, I'm the better cook, you know, for some specific foods, because there is some things I can't do, but when it comes down to whipping it up in the kitchen, I feel like I could do it better. Pretty soon we're gonna put that on a test and we're gonna record it and we're gonna show you guys how that goes, and you guys could actually determine who's the better cook. I definitely think I'm the better cook. I'm still like, especially Italian food, because that's what my culture is, and definitely Southern food. Definitely like I'm good at seafood boils, gumbo, and like jambalaya. You know, being at college by myself, I had to learn how to expand my cooking. Like some rice, chicken. That's what he used to cook, y'all. He literally every single day, but every time I would FaceTime him when he would be up in Idaho or he'd be cooking dinner, chicken, chicken, chicken. Whereas me, I was like, I'm cooking steak, salmon, chicken, lasagna. I didn't burn down the house. No, our oven's so annoying. Like my mom, like you said, could vouch. Our oven is so iffy, y'all, because it's weird. Like we used to make cookies and the bottom would be black, like hard as a rock, but then it would still be undercooked at the top. So like one time I put it in for like less than a minute, you know, just to check it, keep an eye on it, and it still came out like undercooked but overcooked. Only my bad experience cooking. Other than that, I cook him when he's come over, anything that he asks for. Obviously we haven't had the experience to cook him more things. Hopefully within the next couple months we'll find out when he asks me to move in with him. What's one thing you're really passionate about? One thing I'm really passionate about is football. Some of you guys that are new here, so I played football for the University of Idaho and I'm a kicker. What?
They just love you.
From there, that's what I'm passionate about. But before that, I used to play soccer. That was something I was passionate about before, and then I got into football. So that's gonna wrap up the video here. Hopefully we answered all the questions you guys were wanting to know, but if we didn't, make sure you leave them in the comments and we could do a part 2 of this. We will see you on the next one. Peace!
And scene. See, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Oh.